Hi guys, Togri here with a new video, and this video is me being destroyed in PvP, but that aside. It has been a while, I didn't make a video on this channel, so here is I explaining why and where I have been. So I have been on Classic, I've been making videos on my second channel, which sometimes are some successful videos, sometimes it is a bit less because I still don't know what content really works on Classic, or at least which people, what the content people really love to watch. And obviously, since balance changes are not really happening, I cannot really make tier lists out of tier lists out of tier lists, so it's very limited. But still, even with the difficulty of making videos in Classic, I'm making content, I'm playing on Classic with the fun I have, right? And I actually really enjoy Classic. And I'm going to tell you a few reasons why, but I guess a lot of people are going to say, but Togri, are you crazy? Like, well, why are you liking Classic? It feels like a one button mash simulator. There is like no spells, no flashiness, there is no like gameplay like retail, which I still like. I like the retail PvP, I like the retail gameplay, but the truth is, it is limited at this point. I think it is really overblown, overbloated, and not cared about right now, especially the PvP, where it feels like there are no players playing PvP in retail, but I truly believe there are more players on retail. But for some reason, the matchmaking just doesn't want you to play against most of the players. I think people are like stuck in the matchmaking MMR pool, even like in random MGs, where you get like 10-minute queues for the most basic PvP action that you could have. While in Cataclysm, if you are like looking for a random BG, you'll get it directly pretty much. The same for Classic. Once the BGs are out, which is they are going to be out tomorrow, you are going to be able to have queue times that are very much lower than retail, while arguably you have more players on retail. So where is the problem? So I think the overbloatedness, I think the overblownness of the gameplay from retail is fun to a certain extent, but I do like the grittiness, the low resourceness from Classic, which really feels like I'm playing a warrior, right? I don't have any sustain. A warlock, like right now, just kills me by putting a few dots and fearing me. If I don't have my Berserker stance, I'm screwed because Berserker Rage is only available to Berserker stance. I'm also screwed because Seduction cannot be broken by Berserker Rage. So there is, you still have a possibility to just get destroyed by a Warlock, which in general, in retail, you will not have that difficulty versus a Warlock. You have clear weaknesses and clear strength. I feel like, obviously, I'm talking about PvP. In PvE, we all know Warrior is king. It is what it is at this point. Everyone knows Classic. But I still think there are like some things that are really much utile for Classic. Like, you need to have a hunter, you need to have a druid, you need to have a mage, you need to now have a warlock, you need to have a priest, even a shaman. If you're a horde, you really want to have 8 shamans in your raid because you want to have totems for every single raid, for every single party. So I do believe, like, even though warrior is the supreme DPS, the supreme tank of Classic, you still have a need a lot of the classes. And the balancing is not perfect by any means. Like, let's be honest, like, it is shit balanced. Like, we all know that it's rock, paper, scissors kind of gameplay. A warrior versus a mage is hilariously hard for a warrior, except if they're popping all consumes, which can easily go up in gold. But the truth is that Classic, even though it's imperfect, it is perfect in their imperfectness. I already said that multiple times. And I do believe, like, I enjoy my time way more on Classic. I've already responded on multiple comments about it, but like, a lot of people are asking why, like, is it good if I'm like playing on like Classic? How is the PvP on Classic? How is it comparable to retail? I always say the same thing. Retail is where you want the competitivity. If you want to have a great ladder, if you want to have some I would say, competitivity behind every single action. If it's a raid, if it's a mythic plus, if it's a like PvP, like solo QRPGs, solo shuffle, 3v3 or 2v2, or even like 10v10 RPGs. But the truth is, if you want to have a fun experience, which is a MMO, which is a RPG, which is a wholesome, like a whole experience, because it is social, even though it's less social than in 2006, like 2004. Don't, like, let's not lie to ourselves. People have changed in general. The meta has changed in general, but I still think I do way more social stuff on classic than on retail, and it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with how the game is laid out to be. Right now, people are playing Plunderstorm. Great for you guys. If you're enjoying it, keep on enjoying it. I personally haven't touched Plunderstorm since the last time it came out. And the issue with me like playing Plunderstorm is that it is literally a game mode that is going to be out in 1 month. It is a filler content. It is like Call of Duty opening up Plunder pretty much in Warzone. If you have played Warzone, you will understand what I mean. It is like literally a game mode that is opening up for 1 month, and then it gets thrown out of the way because it is past their time. We have season 2 now, so no more Plunderstorm, because it will either cannibalize players, or it will just be forgotten. That's my issue. It is literally just a band-aid. That's how I see it. It's just a 1 month thing. It's a band-aid. It's like the same on League of Legends. URF or URF, whatever you want to call it. It's a game mode that is going to come out. It's good for 1 or 2 weeks, and then it's going to go out. So it's not really a game mode that is going to appeal to the people in general, because it is not a game mode that is made for people to come back to the game. It is a game mode made to make the current players relax a bit from the ladder grind. But it is not really a game mode feature to make me come back to the game. The same for Plunderstorm. Plunderstorm, even though it is fun, even though it's a battle royale, even though it has been something I have asked multiple times, which is a battle royale PvP mode, it is not really what I really wanted. I wanted with our classes, with multiple things which are built upon, and this is like really just a game mode taken out of the game. So if Plunderstorm was its standalone game, it would literally be a standalone game. It's not like it has nothing that is really sharing with World of Warcraft, except that some spells or some familiarities, like for example RRT Highlands, is in the game. That's it. This is the same as Hearthstone using like Thrall. It has the name, it is the character, but it's not the same. It's literally the same for me. Plunderstorm and retail is literally not the same. It could be a standalone game, it could be a standalone launcher for all I care. And I think that that's something they should have done in the first place. They should have done Plunderstorm on the Battle.net launcher outside of World of Warcraft. You don't need the subscription. It just is a press and play, and could be having a lot of success if it had like a correct battle pass and some sort of a ranking system. I think it would have a lot of success, but they decided to put it on the same launcher as World of Warcraft. They decided to put it as a seasonal game mode, which is like only 1 month, and then it's gone until the next season with a drought, which I assume season 2 0.7 patch is going to have. That is, for me, a stupid idea. But that aside, some people are having fun with it. That's all good. I think I'm not going to put my time onto a game that I know that is going to be gone in 1 month. If you tell me World of Warcraft is gone in 1 month, well, I'll be playing it because of the nostalgia and like the sadness of it being gone. But if you say to me, look, start World of Warcraft, but you know what? It's going to be gone in 1 month. Are you going to put that energy in World of Warcraft knowing that it's going to be gone in 1 month? No, because you will know that your time is precious. Why put the energy in a thing that is going to be gone in 1 month? You could say Classic is the same. Like you play Classic for 1 year and then it's going to be TBC. It's not. It's gone. It's not gone, but it's gone. You don't have Classic at that point. And that's true. There is truth to that. A lot of people are playing Classic and they don't really want to play TBC. So once Classic is gone, it is gone. But the truth is, your progress is still there, right? you're level 60, you have full max gear, you're going into TBC. It's your decision if you want to stop, but it continues. Plunderstorm doesn't have a continuation. It has like a stop, a hard stop in 1 month, it is gone. So that's why I'm not really invested into that. That's why I'm not really making a video about it. That's not, I'm not like trying to leech the few viewers I could have on this channel, because God knows this channel is really slumbering into a viewer death pretty much. And that's not really what I want, but that's the reality of the things. I'm not really doing any effort on this channel to have viewers because I don't play retail right now. I'm enjoying my time on Classic. I have a job, so I don't have like the scary fear of missing money out, I guess. So I don't need to pump I would say content just to have like the few money that it could give to me. Now I'm doing out of pure pleasure. I love making content. I don't want to make it something I have to do. It's something I want to do. And that's why Classic, although it's not really profitable to me, I'm playing it because I find it fun. I do make content, so I do get rewarded out of that. I do out of pleasure, and I get rewarded of that pleasure. But retail right now, if I touch it, if I smell it, if I see it, I get sick. I don't know why. It's a me problem, maybe it's also a you problem, it's maybe everyone's problem. For me right now, if I start retail, I feel unwell, unfortunately. Like I feel like a bit of like vomit coming onto my throat, going out. But I try to slick it back because I don't like to throw up. But anyways, this is not okay, and that's why I'm playing Classic. That's why I'm enjoying my time. That's why I invite you guys to also go on Classic, to test it out for yourself. Play a real MMORPG. If you are telling me that you don't want to play MMORPG, you don't want to level, you don't want to have this luckiness, that's all fine. But the truth is, retail, what you can find on retail, you could find it on another game, but it's not just the same gameplay. You will not have the MMORPG gameplay, but you could have the competitivity on League of Legends. You could have the gameplay, the fast gameplay on Superviv, for example. You could have maybe a FPS that is going to give you the thrill of like having to survive. You could also play just Marvel Rivals, which has also a 3-role system with a kind of tanky bruiser-ish, a assassin, ranged one, or a healer support kind of thing, and it works very well. I played Marvel Rivals. I really loved it as well. I don't think I'm going to make content about it because I don't feel like I can do the content I really want to do, and I really love World of Warcraft, so I prefer to make content out of that. But I understand why people are playing that, but I don't really understand people are saying like I'm playing retail just because it has the competitivity, it has the balance changes and all. Like I understand that it's a ever changing thing, and I like that as well out of retail. I know that every 2 weeks, normally, because this is a really a good joke, it's already 1 month before the last changes, balance changes from retail, by the way. So enjoy your meta for 1 month again until season 2. That's very good for you guys if you love the balance changes. But they're still not communicating about MMR. They're still not changing anything about that. Solo Shuffle and Solo RPGs, although very huge successes at the beginning, are slumbering until nothingness because people are not carrying on changing and iterating and making it better than it is. Don't expect another result while doing the same thing. It's a quote from I don't know who, but it is true. In chaos, in changes, you are able to change something out of your result. If you're doing the same thing, you cannot expect it to change. So I think retail is now in that situation where they can change the balancing, they can change the classes, but truly they need to change the systems, the rewards, and how it's tied together to then have a better game. So that's a little rant. Again, I want to be concise about it. But I truly believe that if TBC, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm actually had balancing, if they actually had solo shuffle, by the way, the game would be thriving more than retail in PvP. I can swear on everything I have. I know that if Wrath of the Lich King was Wrath of the Lich King Plus with the same Wrath of the Lich King, but you had class balancing, just a bit, doesn't need to be changing too much, just a bit of class balancing, evergreen, like 2 weeks, this class is going to be okay, in 2 weeks, this class is going to be okay, at one point you will find a correct meta where everything is going to be good. Give a dispel to all the healers so you can actually have somewhat of a competitive field, and it becomes way better. Like it's literally that. But they don't do that. That's why the season 1 is very thriving, and then it goes downhill, because if you have played one season, you have played all. That's kind of the feel I have as well. But if you gave Conquest to Wrath of the Lich King, if you gave balancing changes to Wrath of the Lich King, if you put Soul Shuffle into Wrath of the Lich King, or a Flex Q or whatever, if you put like PvP gear to be on par with PvE, you have the best game ever. But retail, I cannot say the same. You cannot say like class balancing is going to make it the best game ever, because it is already what we have. You have class balancing, you have the evergreen thing, you have the updates upon updates upon updates. The issue is it lacks the soul, it lacks the grittiness, it lacks the unfairness sometimes. Sometimes it should be unfair. A warrior should not be able to do the same thing as a paladin, should not be doing the same thing as a priest, should not be doing the same thing as a mage. It should just not do the same thing. It should not be that I'm playing a Fury Warrior and then I'm playing a Havoc Demon Hunter, and literally there's just a few things that are changing, but we are playing the same thing. It should also not be that I'm playing a Mage and it feels like I'm playing like a Warlock. It should not be feeling like a Priest. It should not feel like I have a CC for every single situation. It should just not. It should be complementary. It should not be a all versus all kind of feel. It's very difficult. Like again, it's like against the balancing, it's against the competitivity. But I think if World of Warcraft is not seen as a competitive game, it becomes directly a better game. Like Wrath of the Lich King, it was never really balanced, but people played. People were engaging with PvP. People were engaging with PvE. People were engaging with each other. But for some reason, the more balanced it becomes, the more competitive it becomes, the more fair it becomes, the more void and soulless the game becomes. For some reason, I really miss, and I'm not a rogue main, I miss rogues to be able to do backstabs and be scary again. You don't have that on retail. I miss Eviscerate to not be a spammable ability, but once you have done it, Shock a Peak. I miss Paladins being able to off-heal. I miss Paladins to be like doing a lot of damage once they have reached the target. I miss Warriors to be like a very scary class. If they touch you, you're screwed. You need to kite them, and they are kiteable for sure. I miss Shadow Priest to be like being to do a Mind Blast and like doing a lot of damage with it. I miss Warlocks to feel like Chaos Bolt is not a spammable ability, but once I have done that, everything goes down. I miss Hunters like BM Hunter to not be like a zoo, but literally a BM Hunter. One with their pet, not one with their million pets. I miss that as well. I miss Survival Hunter with explosive shots and with the traps that were literally part of the fantasy of Survival Hunter. Are traps even a thing anymore for Survival Hunter? Outside of like doing a hook into a trap kind of thing? Or like the root traps that you can have that literally every single hunter has? Survival Hunter has never been about traps anymore since Legion. While in Wrath of Lich King, Cataclysm, in like traps were a thing. Like you have the explosive trap, you have the immolate trap, you have the serpent traps, but that is gone. Again, normalization. Everything is the same. So that's why I'm not playing retail right now. And even though I'm not really making any rant videos about retail anymore, this is like kind of a rant video, but truly it's like more of a I don't really care anymore kind of video, and I'm just explaining why I'm not playing it. And I wish I would play it because I miss Arena, but I don't miss enough Arena to not be sick once I have launched retail. Like I cannot. I think a lot of people have that as well, because I don't see them like get on retail right now. I think the devs have dropped the ball immensely. I think it is in vacuum, like, listen to me, in vacuum, the War Within is a better expansion than Shadowlands, BFA, Dragonflight, Shadowlands. Did I already say Shadowlands? Yeah, Shadowlands combined. I think The War Within has everything going for them. They have the zones, they have the raid, they have the dungeons, which were also quite fun. They have PvP with solo shuffle and solo queue RPGs, which were both game modes that were demanded by the vast majority of PvPers that wanted to have a solo queue genre. We have that, but they drop the ball because they don't have the balls enough to just be aware of the fact that we have a queue problem. It should not be that you are waiting more than 10 minutes to get into a solo queue match. If you would wait 10 minutes in Marvel's Rivals, if you would wait 10 minutes to get into a Valorant game, if you would wait 10 minutes every single game, minimum, 10 minutes is like an optimistical thing, because that's not 10 minutes I'm waiting in solo shuffles. 10 minutes minimum, you would not play those games. Those games would be declared dead on arrival. They would just not be able to be played because people would just leave. They would say, oh, it's a free-to-play, but it has no players. And that's a free-to-play, mind you. In World of Warcraft, you pay a subscription to wait in queues to get the game mode that you want to play. And that should not be a thing. And even though Classic doesn't have solo shuffles, even though they don't have solo queue RPGs, even though they don't have the competitivity, it still has fast queues, man. Even in Cataclysm right now, you queue up right now, you will not have a 10-minute queue for a random BG, man. For 2v2 or 3v3, it is kind of dead. I'm not gonna lie, but they also don't have enough players. It's also just an issue of they don't have balancing. People don't care about Cataclysm right now. But if Mist of Pandaria comes out tomorrow, trust me, you will have Season 1 popping off. And unfortunately, Season 2 is going to go down because, like again, balancing is not going to be there. So once you have played one season, you have played them all. But that's, again, on Blizzard to know and understand, like, oh, people like the ever-changing thing. People still like the expansion, though. We don't need to make it them retail-ish, but just make them more Mist of Pandaria-ish. So instead of like making huge changes to the classes to the point where it's a 180, it should be just like a 2% here, 3% there. A change to the formula for some spells. Don't need to add more spells. You just need to, again, fix the few things that makes that a bit more enjoyable to swap like classes and not have ever like a same meta from start to finish, but more like of I don't know what the next meta is going to be in 2 weeks time, or what is going to be in 1 month. Not you will be having busted things, but it will be ever changing. So your time is going to come, like on retail. But for some reason, retail, I don't know what they did for matchmaking and MMR. But you're not going to tell me that you have less players than Classic, and for some reason have longer queues. So fix your shit. Please play Classic if you want to have like a good game which works. In my opinion, it really works. I have enjoyment. I know leveling is maybe sometimes boring. I know raiding is not the most exciting thing, but Classic has fixed a lot of things. If you want to check that out, please check my second channel. You will see a lot of the things that are fixed. You will see a lot of the things I'm excited about, the things that I'm actually giving you, like literally saying that it's better than 2019, because it is really literally better than 2019 PvP. And also PvE, everything is better than 2019 Classic. This is like literally the best version of Classic you can have right now. And yeah, please check my second channel. I'll try to make a bit more videos on this channel, although not on retail. It will probably promote Classic or Cataclysm or whatever content PvP I'm doing. If I have to do private service shit to show you how PvP is on TBC, on Wrath of the Lich King, or on Mist of Pandaria, I'll be doing that as well. I don't care, because truly, right now, my enjoyment is purely on Classic. And I'm not really scared anymore on saying that retail sucks, just because I will lose viewers, because right now, I'm secure. I just make content that I love to make. I play PvP, I'll play PvE, the things that I love to do. I'm not forcing myself anymore. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.